even though Hofstra sports are coming back, I could not help myself. We have to talk about the NHL. And the NHL has been an unbelievable story so far this season. Fans are coming back, and there have been many other great storylines, including brand new divisions. So, what have been your favorite divisions to watch so far this season?
For me, it's been the East Division. The East Division has been a little helter-skelter. I don't know how much people expected from all the Metro teams. You've obviously got the Sabres, but then also the Devils and the Rangers. People didn't really know what to expect. They've played pretty well. Ty Smith actually has improved the New Jersey defense quite a bit. Second most games with a point to begin his career. I've liked what I've seen from the Rangers. The Islanders are, of course, continuing to play well, but then also just some fun things like the Bruins are continuing to play well, even without Zdeno Chara. He went to the Capitals. They're in the same division now. It's been a really, really fun division, and I think you could see, in particular, Boston and Washington make some noise in the playoffs.
If you could find a way to watch that All-Canadian North Division, do it. Defense has been thrown out the window up north, and it's all exciting offense. Austin Matthews is scoring goals at an amazing clip. Connor McDavid is putting up points at an amazing clip. He's looked unstoppable, and it's looked almost effortless, David. But I think what really impresses me and what really makes it so much fun to watch is even the teams towards the bottom, like the Vancouver Canucks, have young stars like Elias Pettersson and Brock Besser. And the Ottawa Senators, even though they're having a very tough season, you still have some young, bright stars that are a lot of fun to watch, like Brady Tkachuk and like Tim Stützle.
There has been a lot of offense in that Scotia North Division, and there has been a roller coaster taking place in Montreal. And no, it's not the nightlife in the city. It is the Montreal Canadiens. They have been up and down. They started off hot, and now their season is not going well. They just fired their coach today, and they are on a downward spiral. Guys, are they pretenders or contenders?
When you fire your head coach, it's usually a sign that you're probably not even pretending. I mean, right now they're in 4th place out of 7 teams. They could very well make the playoffs. The Senators aren't good, so there's really 6 playoff spots up for grabs in that division. But just to give you an example of the lack of defense that Will was talking about, Carey Price, one of the best goaltenders in the NHL, a 2.95 goals against average this season, an .893 save percentage. That would be the worst of his career. Those just aren't Carey Price numbers. I don't see the Canadiens making the playoffs this year. And if they do, because again, of the way the divisions are situated, I think it's going to be a short stay for them.
I'll take you a step further, David. Not only are the Canadiens pretenders, that entire division is a bunch of pretenders. I think that that division is just benefiting. The top teams up there are benefiting from playing each other. I don't think anyone in that division is a serious Stanley Cup contender. I think the teams in the United States are going to beat them up in the playoffs when it comes around with their defense and goaltending abilities. I don't think they'll be able to outscore their problems when it comes to the playoffs.
New season, global pandemic, but the storyline stays the same. The Canadian hockey teams are struggling to play defense and commit to being a contender in the NHL. But one thing hasn't changed as well. That's that there are some stars absolutely doing wonderful things. That includes Connor McDavid, Nathan MacKinnon, and the usual bunch. Who is your Hart Trophy winner so far this year?
I've got to go with the guy that I think is the best player in the league. I think he's showing you why he's the best player in the league, Connor McDavid. An example of him showing it on Saturday, a 7-1 win over Calgary. No defense there, Will. 5 points for Connor McDavid, a hat trick and 2 assists. He has 13 goals this season and 25 assists in 21 games. That's 38 points in 21 games. The Oilers are in 2nd place in that North Division. If they make the playoffs, I don't see how you could give the MVP to anybody other than McDavid with the way he's playing.
I think you could give it to Marc-Andre Fleury, Tommy, because when Robin Lehner went down and kind of broke up that big tandem of Lehner and Fleury, one of the best in the NHL. Lehner down with injury, so Fleury turned into a workhorse, and a workhorse he has been. He has carried the Vegas Golden Knights. He's leading the league with a 1.55 goals against average and a .942 save percentage. He has been phenomenal for the Vegas Golden Knights.
And due to these new divisions, there can be some very exciting Stanley Cup matchups this season. Let's name a few. The Canadiens, if they can get it together, and the Boston Bruins. That would be a fun rivalry. How about the Battle of John Tavares, the New York Islanders, and the Toronto Maple Leafs? There can be some fun when the playoffs come around. Right now, who are you taking in the Stanley Cup?
For me, the matchup that I would, I guess, predict would be the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Vegas Golden Knights. I know that Will doesn't like the defense that's played, but I really like the additions of TJ Brodie and Mikko Lehtonen that the Maple Leafs made. I also think they beefed up their forward line a little bit more. They gave it a little bit of swagger as well, adding Joe Thornton and Wayne Simmons. I like the way they're playing. Obviously, they have John Tavares. I think that they're going to get out of that all-Canadian division. I think they're going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. I do think they might have some trouble with the Vegas Golden Knights, though, because they have just phenomenal goaltending. Will mentioned how good Marc-Andre Fleury has been, 8-3 with a 1.55 goals against average. Robin Lehner has played well as well. You get the two of them on a roll in the playoffs. It's going to be scary for everybody else. That team has a lot of experience. They're well coached. I think the Vegas Golden Knights are going to win the Stanley Cup this year.
Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get one of those fun matchups that you mentioned, David. But I see the Colorado Avalanche finally getting over the hump and finally getting to that Stanley Cup final. The one thing that's kind of plagued them has been the defense and goaltending. They beefed up the defense by acquiring Devon Toews, and that defense has looked great even without Eric Johnson in the lineup due to injury. And Philip Grubauer has looked fantastic in goal. Goaltending has been another thing for the Avalanche that has been tough for them. I think they go to the Stanley Cup final, and I think they beat the Philadelphia Flyers. And the Flyers, they're a very good team, a complete team. They've had some struggles in the playoffs, but I think for the Flyers, they've had a knack this season of winning games that maybe they shouldn't, and that's something that really helps you come playoff time.
Those are some great predictions, guys. You are going to have to stay tuned for the future episodes of Sports Beat to see mine, and they're going to be exciting.